Hi, welcome to class today. My name is Ellen McKay. If you joined us last week, we started a balancing series and we're going to continue that on today. Last week we did mountain pose and tree pose, Tadasana and Vrksasana. This time we're going to do eagle pose and chair pose. So eagle pose in Sanskrit is Garudasana and chair pose is Utkatasana. Don't worry, you don't have to remember that, just a little info. So just like we did last week, I'm going to do some standing and some seated. If you prefer to stay in a chair, that's great. I'm going to give you all the options to stay seated. So again, let's try to come back to that mountain pose. So we're going to come back and reconnect with our mountain. If you're in a chair, bring the feet to a surface. So whether that's the floor or maybe you have a towel or a pillow underneath, we just want the feet to connect to something if they can. Okay? If you're standing, we're going to find our mountain pose standing, feet about hip distance maybe. Arms can be by the side. Same thing if you're in a chair, feet connecting down. So really feel a little gentle push. Try to feel those feet press a little bit, engage those muscles in the legs. Arms are by the sides. Feel that spine be nice and tall. And we're going to take a few breaths here. Eyes can close if you feel stable. Good. Feel that wonderful grounding energy coming up through the feet, the legs, hips and pelvis, all the way up through the torso, arms, neck, and face. Feeling that strength and stability that comes from the earth. Nice. Another couple breaths wherever you are. Keep that gentle press of the feet. Great. So we're going to give our chair pose a try. If you're in your chair, I'm going to turn sideways here so you can see what I'm doing, but you don't have to. You can stay in that same line here. Again, we want some pressure in the feet. So you want to feel like you could almost come to stand. Okay, we're going to take a little lean forward and feel those heels press down. So arms can reach by the sides like airplane wings. They can come in front of the heart like a prayer. Or if neck and shoulders feel okay, you can reach those arms straight ahead. Really, really great strengthener for legs, core, and back. Good. So find your option if you're seated. If you're standing, we're going to give it a try. And again, I'm going to turn sideways here. So the weight shifts into the heels. I'm going to imagine like I'm sitting back, like I've got a chair behind me and I'm getting ready to sit down. What happens sometimes is we arch the spine. So imagine those lower rib cage hug in and we have a long neck. Same options for the arms here. Maybe they go to the sides. Maybe they come in prayer. Maybe they reach overhead. Wherever you are, we're going to hold for 2 more breaths. That's it. Good. And then release. Just let everything relax. Shake it out. We're going to move in and out between mountain pose and chair pose for a few breaths. So if you're in your chair, it's going to look like this. Upright to chair. Good. Mountain pose, chair pose. Okay. If you're standing, mountain pose, chair pose. Changing up the arms however you want. Okay, so let's do 5 rounds. Good. Maybe inhale in your mountain. Exhale to chair. Good. 4 more. Inhale to mountain. Exhale to chair. Good. Keep it going. 3 more times. Your pace, your breath. Good job. Good. 1 more time. And chair pose, Utkatasana. Good. Come back up and shake it out. Wonderful. So chair pose, so good to strengthen those legs, especially to keep you nice and mobile, keeping those quadriceps strong, those glutes strong, getting up and down from places. If you're bending over a lot, you want to keep that kind of chair position, right? When you bend down to pick something up and press into those heels when you stand. You want to use those legs as much as you can to keep back nice and safe. Okay, so let's move into our eagle shape. So I'm going to have a seat for this one. Standing, go ahead and stay standing. We're going to start with the arms. So there's an arm shape and a leg shape that eventually come together to have the whole pose. So we're going to do arms first because there's, again, a few different options. So let's take the arms wide. We're going to take right arm on top of the left and give yourself a nice big hug. Okay? So nice big hug is option one. Great little opener for mid-back, upper back space, shoulders. Good. Take those arms wide, other arm on top, left arm on top. So if you're standing, it's the same thing. Same thing as sitting. Good. Another couple breaths. Great. Now we're going to switch it again. So arms out wide. Let's take the right arm on top, and maybe you stay with this nice, yummy hug. If you want to move a little bit more and neck and shoulders feel okay, we're going to keep those elbows stacked, okay? And maybe you hook a finger together. You might even be able to bring the palms towards each other. So they're not going to be palm to palm, but just like the palms could face each other, okay? This is what it looks like from this side. Bigger opener here for shoulders, upper back. One more breath wherever you are. Good. And then unwind. Let's try the other side. So arms out wide. Left arm on top this time. Start with that big hug. Feel it out. See if it's where you want to stay. It's such a great option. Good way, especially if you're dealing with any shoulder injuries or surgeries. Good. If you want to take it to that other option, elbows are going to stay stacked. Again, maybe you hook your fingers here. Maybe you bring the palms towards each other. Again, I'll show you from the side. Good. Feel like you can soften those shoulders as much as possible. We're trying not to squeeze them up towards the ears. About 3 more breaths. Nice. Unwind it. Come back to center. Shake it out. Good. Now let's try the legs. So standing and seated are going to be a little bit different, but still very similar. So let me show you seated first. We're going to have the left leg be our stable leg. Okay. Right foot is going to either cross in front of the left, or right ankle can come on top of the left thigh. So find what works best for knee and hip here and stay there. Remember, keep pressing into that left foot. Okay, if you're going to do this standing, you can take those right toes and just cross them in front of the left. Good. If you want, we're going to kind of combine chair and eagle here. We're going to sit back and take that right leg and cross it over the left. So we sit back, right leg crosses over the left. Good. Arms can be wherever. We're just kind of trying out these leg shapes here. Good. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Nice. Good. Come to stand. Shake it out. Come back to center. Good. Unwind if you're seated in a chair as well. And let's try the other side. So now the right leg is going to be our anchor leg, or that kind of stable leg. Same thing here. Maybe we take left ankle and cross it in front of the right. If you're standing, you're going to sit back a little bit, take that left leg and cross it over the right. If you're in your chair here, maybe you take left ankle to right thigh. Great. Wherever you are, we're going to take about 4 more breaths. Good. Nice. Release it. Let it go. Shake it out. All right, we're going to come back to mountain pose. So let's just kind of realign for a couple breaths, finding that standing or seated mountain pose. Wherever you want to be, come back to that breath. Good. I've noticed in my 15 years of teaching that people can be really judgmental of their balance. Like, oh, I'm not doing great today, or I'm awful at balance. But let's maybe see if we can find some more compassionate words. I'm doing great. I'm giving this a try. Let's do it again. Good. All right. So now we're going to try to bring the arm options and the leg options together. If that doesn't work for you and you want to stick with either just the arms or just the legs, great, do your thing. So the thing with eagle is you cross opposites. So we're going to start with the right arm on top, and then the left leg will go on top, okay? So let me show you chair options first. We're going to take right arm on top of left. Good. And remember those arm options, big hug, hook the fingers, or palms together. Good. Stay with just the arms if you want. If you want to add legs, now we're going to take left foot, cross it in front of the right, or left ankle to the right thigh. Good. Same options for standing. Hug, eagle arm, variation. Good. Maybe that foot stays in front. Maybe left leg crosses on top. So opposite arm, opposite leg on top. Good. 2 more breaths. You're doing great. Great. Unwind it all and shake it out. Awesome. Let's try the other side. Arms out wide. So now we're going to bring left arm on top. Yep. Find your shape that works on this side. Maybe it's a hook, maybe palms together. Yep. Leg. So now left leg is our standing leg or our support leg. Right foot might cross in front. Good. Maybe we even take that sit back, cross that right leg on top. If we're seated, you can even bring right ankle on top of left thigh. Let's take 3 more breaths. Good. And release. Soften, shake it all out. Good. Roll those shoulders up and back. Wonderful job. So those are our 2 balancing poses for today. We did chair pose, Utkatasana, and then eagle pose, Garudasana. Just kind of changing up the way that your body balances and the way you move is so, so good to keep feet, ankles, legs, core, hip stabilizers, all of that nice and strong. So whenever you need to reach, bend over, twist, whatever it is, we've got nice, strong stretcher to keep you safe and healthy. Let's come back to that comfortable position, whether you're seated in a chair or on a mat, maybe those eyes closed. And just take a couple of ha breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sometimes when we do a lot of balancing, we tend to hold our breath. So let's take a few more of those in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Again. And out. Wonderful. Stay here as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for joining me today.